Bryan, high street estate agents versus online estate agents. What's your thoughts on that?
It's about time. There is almost like a bit of a war going on. Certainly, if you read all the headlines that we read from the industry and all the thousands of agents that we both interact with, there's a fascination from the high street on the online market.
We're very focused on it, aren't we?
We are.
We're almost obsessed with it.
Yeah,
Too much, aren't we?
Way too much. If anyone's ever watched a horse race, the Grand National,
Yeah.
how many of the horses spend the race actually looking sideways at the competition? None of them do. They have blinkers because they focus on them and themselves and the race that they're running. There's too much emphasis on what the competition are doing and dismissing it than actually focusing on building your own business. What I think is that fundamentally, for me, it's this. We have for too long as an industry not given vendors, someone selling a home, a sufficient choice of services. Yet we have always done that in lettings. Yeah, I mean, you have a very, very good background in lettings. I have a smaller background in lettings.
Yeah, you get tenant find, rent collection, full management.
Based on your circumstances, Chris, I have different routes to market for you. Yeah, if you want full assistance on management, I can help you with that. I can help you with finding a tenant, and maybe in the midst of compromising between with rent collect. You want to sell your house? That's it.
Yeah,
it's one way. No sale, no fee. And actually, no sale, no fee without any of the technology or the backup or support that even some of the lettings departments have been doing for a long time. So I think it's been long overdue. I think it's shaken things up, which it needed to do, no question about it, and it was the natural course. The interesting thing from my point of view is I don't think anyone's cracked it yet. I don't think anyone's found what I call the third place. There is somewhere between the world of high street and online, and it's there's a term hybrid being bandied around. Well, it's electricity or petrol, isn't it? I'm not sure whether that refers to a estate agency or not.
You see, I go looking at stats and market share and we've been doing a lot of this we're doing a TV show for London at the moment, London TV show.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the online agents, Purple Bricks are the big daddios.
Yeah.
But their market share is always between 1.8 and 2.2.
Yep.
When you add all the agents up,
Yep.
So what the hell are we obsessed about? Someone's only got a small percentage. Now, coming on to where I think the market's going to go, my personal opinion is, I've said this before, but I'll put my market down. I don't think it's high street versus online. I think it's the way estate agents are employed. I think this hub model or associate model, where you have like a central hub and you are self-employed and you go out and you keep 60% of the fee and the hub keeps 40%, but they do all the rubbish work and you do all the good stuff. That, I think, is the third place, in my opinion.
I agree to a point.
Go on.
I think there's another place that a lot of people have missed, and I think that, I say missed, that have been slow to change.
Go on.
Well, if you think about we will talk about estate agency, and I guess in any industry, we say, who's the most important person within our business? It's the customer.
Yeah, vendor.
Yeah? So if you think about the customer, and you truly, there's a lot of people talk about customer service. Customer service, no one ever defines it. People think it's being nice and fluffing people. No, it's not. It's about doing what your specific customer has requested and doing it well and professionally. Put your customer at the centre of what you do. Build your business model around that. And the customer wants a quicker transaction.
Yes.
Of course, they want the best price. They've always wanted the best price. But what they now want is they want more certainty of transaction. They don't want to be worrying and stressing. And the stress is not caused up to the point of getting a buyer. The stress is caused when the buyer has been found, and are we moving on the 23rd or ASAP? That is the element. The transactional element is what needs to change.
That's where we earn our money, isn't it? Over and above the online boys.
But the volume of work the independent agent is doing and the corporate agent is doing on sales progression, which is more like sales chasing, are they really truly affecting to a material degree?
Are they making
that
a
transaction?
difference?
They're not in most cases.
Well, let's be honest. The Purple Bricks of this world, their sales. Everyone says, I'm not saying it is, says that it's non-existent.
Yeah.
So they obviously think, well, we'll let everyone else do it because it isn't important.
There is an argument, right or wrongly. You read the code of conduct from the ombudsman that they issue to the consumer guide. Actually says that the estate agent is not responsible for the sales progression. They may assist where necessary. So actually, we need to learn that a little bit. But what I think is that there's got to be government assistance. So I'll put my marker down. I agree that I think there will be a more of a self-employed individual model.
Yes.
No question. It's about individual relationships. But I also think that the government will introduce, or someone's going to introduce, a way of securing the transaction, like developers do, like auction does, but have something that fuses that and makes the process quicker for people.
Well, it's not there until exchange.
You've got to get, the problem is there's a lot of reliance on local government to do that, local authorities to get searches back and so on. Shorten the transaction time, make it more secure.
Because that's what we want.
It's what everyone wants.
It's what you said earlier on. People are going from one chapter of their life to another chapter of their life.
They don't want to wait for too long.
And, it might take weeks and weeks and months to find a buyer, and then you've got the sales progression, and it might fall out of bed with 2 weeks to go, and they want to move the kids to a school.
I know some agents that have a time from when they list a house to when they get when it completes, the person moves, of 8 months. What, on average? I mean, what the hell? That's crazy. So I think, yes, it'd be self-employed. I definitely agree with that sort of working model. But I think that PropTech needs to be really developed more into e-conveyancing, getting electronic searches, bringing that forward in the transactional time to decrease the amount of time that people get stressed.
Well, there are people out there. You've got Charlie Wright, who's got Best Agent, and he's trying to drive that one forward, and he's doing it, from what I see, a damn good job.
Yeah.
It just needs to change, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and quickly. Because there aren't anybody, and the thousands of people I've helped move, that I still do to this day, I've never met anybody that when the buyer and the chain is complete and ready to start, have ever said, now take your time, drag it out.
No,
they don't. They go, let's get going. Yeah. So that's the period I think we need to change.
Cheers. Thanks.